welcome to this tutorial where we will be creating a 3D model of a valve in Blender. In this video, you will learn how to create the model from scratch using Blender's mesh editing tools. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with this handle. This is an 8-part handle which we are going to create each side and then copy the rest. And for each side, I think we need 3 faces. Well, 3 faces for 8 parts, we need to create a cylinder with 24 vertices. All right. Next, I'm going to scale this down like this, and I'm going to apply the scale, then go to edit mode and select these 2 faces and do an inset, and then go to edge and bridge edge loops. Next, I'm going to create this outer ring. Same as before, I'm going to create a cylinder and scale this up and scale this down through the axis like this, and apply the scale and go to edit mode and select these 2 faces and do an inset like this, and then bridge the edge loops like so. But I'm going to scale this a little, and I'm going to put this down here because it's a little down from the inner ring. Scale and put this down here. And also for this one, I'm going to make it a little facing 45 degrees. So I'm going to select these edges, put it down here. Also this one, a little scaling. Also this, scale this down. And inner part, I'm going to move this up here like this. Or maybe a little scale this up, excluding the z-axis. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is selecting these 2 and go to edit mode, and also select them all and rotate this 7.5 degrees. Then I'm going to select these faces and Control I and delete the rest. Next thing, I'm going to select these 2 faces and go to edge and bridge edge loop, and it's not going to work because before that we need to go back to object mode and select these 2 objects and press Ctrl J to make them as one object, and then go to edit mode. Now if you select these 2 and bridge edge loop, you can do the bridge like this. And down here we can increase the number of cuts like so, and this is our shape. Also, we can, under the modifier, apply the subdivision surface with 2 levels. Let's do some adjustment here. I'm going to turn off the edit mode button here. I'm going to add an edge loop, and then I'm going to select these, and I'm going to move this like so. I'm going to select this and this like this, and maybe I'm going to put this down here and a little outside. It's going to be like this. And also I'm going to select these edges, and I'm going to put this on 3D cursor, and I'm going to scale this down like so. This is because of this kind of curviness here. So after copying this, we will achieve this curve from this scaling. So I'm going to scale this like so, and also I'm going to add an edge loop here and here. Also we can select this and make it a little outside, and also this one. All right, I think now we can copy this, but before that let's make this flatten. Put this on boundary box and S, Z, and 0 to make it a perfect flat vertices. Also, we can do this from these vertices. So S, Z, and 0. And here we go. So now we can copy this, go back to object mode and select this object, press Shift D for copy. Before pressing anything, press R for rotation, and then 45 degrees, and then press enter. All right, Next, press Shift R to redo your last operation like this. Then select them all and press Ctrl J to merge them together. And then go to edit mode, press 1 for vertices, A to select all your vertices, and then press M and by distance to remove your doubles. Now, if you go back to your object mode, this is your result. Now I'm going to go to edit mode and I'm going to select these vertices. I'm going to put them down here and adding an edge loop like so, and also here, and maybe here, and also inside of this, something like so. All right, now we need to add a cylinder inside. So I'm going to press Shift A and add a cylinder and scale this down like so. And let's see, I think here is enough. And then I'm going to scale this down to Z-axis like this. I'm going to put this down here. All right. Then I'm going to join these two together by pressing Ctrl J, and I'm going to turn off the subdivision surface. Also, I'm going to apply the scale, and I'm going to select these two faces and do an inset like so, and then bridging the edge loops. All right. Now I'm going to select these two faces, and also before that adding an edge loop here, these two faces selecting, and also down here these two, and like before adding a bridge edge loops, and then increasing the number of cuts like this. We need to do this from this side too, adding edge loops for 4 cuts. Also here, I'm pressing Shift R to do our last command. Also these two, Shift R, and here we go. Next thing I'm going to do is adding some edge loops. So I'm adding edge loops through here, 2 edge loops, and also inside, also here, I'm going to add 2 edge loops. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other parts. All right, like so. The last thing I'm going to do is adding bubbles for these edge loops, 2 segments like this. Now we are going to create the nuts. So we are going to create this hex nut with the thread inside. This object also going to work for here, here, and also for here. So let's create this. Before that, I'm going to show you that inside the Blender, we also have another one called Bolt Factory, which by this you can create screws, bolts, and nuts, and with pretty much a lot of options. But we are not going to use this add-on, and I'm going to create this from the scratch. All right, so let's hide this object, and I'm going to start with a plane. I'm going to rotate this 45 degrees. Then I'm going to go to edit mode and select these vertices and delete, and then go to modifier and select the screw. Now I'm going to put the viewport steps to 18 and then put the screw to 1. The reason I put the steps viewport to 18 is because we are going to create the threads inside, and then we are going to progress and go for the outside of our nut. So for the outside, we need 3 edges for each part. So overall, we need 18 edges. So that's why I put the steps viewport to 18. So let's continue. I'm going to select this one and I'm going to extrude this by pressing E, and I think 0.3 is enough. So now we can put this on 0.3 to match here. Also, I'm going to select these two and right click subdivide and select this new vertex and move this aside like so, and Ctrl Shift B to make a bubble and select these two and move this like this. All right, maybe we can select these two and scale them to Z axis like this. This path shading is because our face orientation just changed, so we will fix this in a moment. All right, next we are going to increase the iteration, something like 5 or 6. All right, and then we are going to apply this to object mode. All right, so now let's check the face orientation under the overlay. As you can see here, we have flipped normal. So go to edit mode, press 3 for face, select all, and shift N to recalculate your normals. All right, let's put this back and turn this off. We need to press 1, A, and M, and by distance to remove our doubles. Now we can go here and select these and press M and collapse like so, and then select these edge loops and E for extrude, and S, Z, and 0 to flat this. Next thing I'm going to do is selecting these edges, and I'm going to move this up. Before that, I'm going to put this on vertex, and I'm going to move this through Z axis. I'm going to hold Control and snap here. And I'm going to put this here because if I add the subdivision surface, I think this is not good enough. I think we can increase this through here and fade this a little better. You can leave this like so, but I'm going to increase this through here to increase the fading of this thread. So let's turn this off and shade flat. I'm going to add some edges here by knife tool and hit enter. I'm going to delete these two, dissolve, and I'm going to join this together like so. Next, I'm going to select these two and press J to join them together, and also I'm going to move this outside like this, and then we can delete these edges, and also we can move this like this. Now if I turn on this and shade the smooth, I think now we have a better fade out of the thread. Don't forget to save, and I'm going to do this to the other side. So I'm going to select these and M and collapse, and then select these edge loops, E to extrude, S, Z, and 0 and flatten. Also, I'm going to select these and I'm going to move this down, snap here, and I'm going to add some edges by knife tool and press enter, and also select these two and join. So before that, we need to delete these edges. Next, join them together, and also deleting these edges and joining these two together by pressing J and selecting these edges and move this like so. Also, we can adjust these vertices a little. select these and extrude a little. Also this one, little extrusion. And I'm going to select these two. And I think this is not a perfect circle. So I'm selecting this and pressing Alt Shift and S and move. And let's see. Yeah, this is a perfect circle. I'm going to do the same thing here, selecting these edge loops, Alt Shift and S to make it perfect circle. Also, we need to flatten this through Z axis. Also this one, Shift R. I'm going to do the same thing through this side, select this and Alt Shift and S to make it a perfect circle. Also this one, and S, Z, and 0 to flatten. Also this one, Shift R. Now we can extrude this outside of our thread. So I'm going to select the upper edge loop and this one from the bottom and press E and escape, then S. But before that, I'm going to put this on individual origins. So again, I'm going to do a scale like this. I think here is okay. We can adjust this later on, and then we can go to edge and bridge edge loops. But now I think we need to flip our normal again. So let's check. Yes, so select all and press Shift N to recalculate our normals. So turn this off. We need to make the outer side of our nut to a hexagon. So as you remember, I have put the step viewport to 18. Here you can see the reason. I'm going to add an edge loop here and also here. And also I'm going to add another edge loop here. And I'm going to select these edge loops and place down like so. But let's see, let's delete this one for now. And I'm going to do the same thing through the bottom. So an edge loop here and another here like so. Also this one, I'm going to put this up like so. The next thing I'm going to do is going to vertex mode and selecting these vertices, both. And I'm going to put this on boundary box and scale this, and also pressing Shift Z to exclude the Z axis through scaling and put this like so. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So Shift R to doing the last operation, and also these, Shift R. All right, like this. And then I'm going to select these and scale them down. Oh, let's do this together, both, and scale them down like this. All right, now I'm going to do 2 edge loops here and scale through Z axis like so. Now, if I turn on the subdivision surface, we have our nut like this. And also we can make this closer to the edges. Also this one, we can put this upper like this to make it sharper. Or even we can select these edge loops and put this down here. And also we can add bevels for these 2 edge loops. So I'm going to add a little small bevels here. And I think we are good to go. So now let's unhide our last object, Alt H, and let's scale this down. And I'm going to copy this, put this here, and for this one, I'm going to scale this down like this. All right. And also, let's hide this one. Also, we need to scale this hole down. So go to edit mode and go to wireframe. I'm going to select these edges and scale, and Shift C to exclude the Z-axis, and put this like so. Also, we can add an edge loop here, also here. All right. Now we need to add a cylinder inside this. And scale through Z-axis like so. We can scale this down, and before that, let's put this down here, and we can scale this down a little like so, and like this. All right. Actually, for this cylinder, it should be a bolt, and we can do this. The process is the same, which we did for this nut. You can do this. As you saw, this is an easy step. So I'm not doing this. I'm just, you can do this, but I'm not doing this for the sake of the time of this tutorial. And I'm just doing something like this to show that it was a bolt. All right. And I'm going to collapse something like this. And maybe we can do some bevel here and add a subdivision surface like so. So you can do this, you can make your own bolt from the steps we just did before. And also let's delete this face and an edge loop here. Here we go. All right, let's continue and add the nuts for this. So Alt Edge to unhide this, and I'm going to put this here. I'm going to make a copy and scale this through Z-axis, something like this, and put this here. And we can scale this down. Next, we have another shape like our nut. So again, I'm going to copy this by pressing Shift D, and I'm going to delete the bottom part. Let's see. I'm going to go to edit mode and select these loop and Ctrl plus, Ctrl minus, like this. And I'm going to also select these and delete these faces. And also select this one, and I'm going to extrude this through here. All right. And also we don't need the inside threads. So I'm going to select these, and I'm going to press Ctrl plus to grow your selection. Let's isolate. I'm going to grow our selection like this, and I'm going to delete these faces. But let's see, before that, we can separate this or even move this. Let's see. I think we can use this. So for this outside thread, I'm going to press P and selection to make this another object. So I'm going to go to object mode and select this and move this up here like so. And I'm going to delete these faces and put these edges a little upper and select these and put them down here. I'm holding Control to snap here, and I'm going to delete these faces as well, and I'm going to select these two edge loops, and I'm going to go to edge and bridge edge loops, and it's not going to work good enough. I'm going to select these two. I'm pressing F to join them together. I'm pressing F a couple of times to join these faces together like so. And I believe our normals flipped, so let's check face orientation. And yeah, we need to recalculate this. So select all the faces and Shift in and inside to make them correct. So turn this off, and let's see if I turn on the subdivision surface. Here we go. I think that's better, and I think we need this like so. And let's see, we can select this edge loop and bring this up, and also bring this down, and add a bevel here, and I scale this like so, and also select these edges and put them up like this. All right, I think we can also scale this through z-axis and make them closer and put them right here like this. All right, so also we can decrease the size of this part like so, and don't forget to save. So let's go back from the isolate mode, and we can put this inside our nut. The last thing we are going to create is this bottom part. This is a crossing pipes together. So the vertical pipe is about a hexagon into a cylinder. So let's create this. I'm going to create a cylinder with 18 vertices. Let's go to isolate mode, and I'm going to select the top face, and I'm going to do to inset and select this edge loop and put this down here, and go to wireframe and selecting these vertices and pressing S for scale and Shift Z to exclude the Z-axis. Now I'm selecting the rest of the model, rest of the vertices, and pressing Shift R to redoing our last operation like so. All right, next we are going to select these faces and scale this like so, and I'm going to delete these faces, and I'm going to select this and extrude like so. Now if I add a subdivision surface with 2 level, we are going to have this. We need to add an edge loop here and maybe here like so, and also make this closer. Use this as a supporting loop, and I'm going to put this down here and scale this down like so, and also we need to put this down like this, and press F to do a cap and do some inset and collapse. Also another supporting edge loop here and another one like so, and Control B for bevel, and right click into your face mode, right click and extrude along normals, and extrude inside like this, and selecting these edge loops and Control B for bevel, 2 segments like so. All right, we need to rotate this through z-axis. So rotate through z-axis for let's see, we need to put this like so, so it's negative 40 degrees, And this one, we can put this right here. And let's duplicate this and put this to a backup folder. And turn this off, right? And then rotate this 90 degrees and scale this up. We can rotate this like so and scale this like this. Also, we need to increase the inner part, this hole. So I'm going to go to edit mode and turn off the subdivision surface. We need to delete this edge loop here, dissolve this, and also this one. All right. And then I'm going to select these faces and Control plus to grow your selection, and Control I to invert this. And let's see, here we have the Y axis. So scale, press S and Shift Y to exclude the Y axis from your scale, and scale this like so. And maybe scale a little to Y axis to make this smaller from this side. All right, we can rotate this to Y axis to somewhere from here. Also, we need to extrude this part. So let's go closer, and I'm going to delete these faces. I'm going to select this one, these edge loop, and E for extrude like this. Let's see, can make it smaller and put this here. Maybe we can make this bigger. I think this is not big enough. So selecting these and scale this. So now we need to connect these two together. So before that, let's do a little adjustment for this to make them closer to each other, like so. All right, now we can operate the Boolean modifier, and before that, we can select these faces and put this on the edges and press G, Z, and let's put this on move and G, Z, and here we are going to snap. And now, right, we can apply the Boolean modifier. So select this one and go to modifiers and select Boolean and select this object and select the union and apply your modifier. And then we need to delete this one and go to edit mode, and let's remove double if there's any. I'm going to put the snap to vertex and do an edge loop here and hold control to snap here and here, and let's go closer. All right, we need to join them together, so select both and press J and these two J, and here we go. Let's add a subdivision surface and see how does it work. So we need to do another adjustment here, and I'm going to add another edge loop here and also here. All right, let's join these together as well. And also here we can do some edge loops to join these together as well. So let's select them and flatten, and also select these and join them together. So I think we can connect these like so, and also we can add another edge loops and join like so. Also here we can add, so here we can join these together like so, and this to this one, double G to move this around, and I'm going to do the same connections to the other side. Also, I'm going to add an edge loop here, and also a vertex here, and double G, and move this through here, and also join these together. Like so. And also this one. And we can add another edge loop here. Like so. And the last thing we are going to do is copy this one to the other side. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to increase the selection to here, and I'm going to press Shift D to make a copy, and S, Y, and -1 to flip the faces, and we need to recalculate the normal. And now I'm going to put this here and snap this like so, and select these vertices and aim by distance to merge them together, and select these and move this like so, and turn on the subdivision surface. I'm going to change the proportion for this knot, and I'm going to scale the hole inside, and I think this is a better result. So the process is the same we did before, nothing special, just selecting the inner faces and scale, excluding the z-axis, and we are good to go. Congratulations, you've successfully modeled a valve in Blender. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, you'll probably enjoy our previous tutorial about how to create bolts and screws in Blender, so don't forget to check that out too. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.